How's everybody doing? Today, I want to talk about a little embarrassing topic, at least for me. You know, it's a little embarrassing for me, but I figured I could use this to hold myself accountable, or you guys hold me accountable, however way it works. But I've been struggling with lust addiction. I've been struggling with semen retention, and it's ruined my life. Um, I'm putting lust over my purpose, over my passion, and I know it's wrong, but I keep doing it. So I know it's wrong, but why do I keep doing it? And semen retention has helped me in so many ways. You know, made me more confident, made me more, ready to go out and take over the world. And I'll be doing good. I'll be, you know, doing things to transmute that sexual energy, working out, stuff like that. Just keeping the body in motion. And I'll just I'll just have that voice in my mind like to go look up something I shouldn't be looking at. And it would set me back. It would set me so far back that I feel like crap. I feel like almost disgusted with myself because I know I shouldn't do that. I know I was doing so good. I was on the right track. Confidence through the roof, testosterone through the roof, and I gave in. I gave in. And it's funny that because I feel like a man who can't control his sexual urges, he can't control his life. And that's probably why my life is so out of control. And it's a struggle of mine that I don't really talk about, but I'm sure many other guys and women, because I've met women who struggle with this also, go through this. And I feel like porn is bad. I feel like it's a quick dopamine hit, quick. Just it's like a drug. It is a drug, and that little rush, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute. I know some of y'all be going an hour, 3 hours. Hey, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth that setback. At least for me, because I'll always regret it. I always feel like now I gotta start from ground zero again. And lust has been a big thing in my life as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember, me discovering, adult films at a young age, maybe 11, 12, and it stuck with me all the way until now. And it's something I wish I could break. And it's one of the hardest things for me to break because for those who know, I'm completely sober. No, drugs, alcohol, no nothing. And it was easier for me to give up smoking and give up alcohol than it was for me to give up porn. And it's very, very, very damaging to you. It's very damaging because it messes with your self-esteem, messes with your confidence. It's an invisible addiction. It messes with you. It's like, it messes with you up here. Like you look at things differently. You look at sex differently. You look at women differently. Or you look at men differently if you're a woman dealing with this. Or you look at people different. You view sex different. Sex is supposed to be sacred with your significant other, but you look at it as something you just do for pleasure. And the hookup culture has completely ruined a lot of mentalities. And that's why we have so many broken homes, households, you know, less marriages, because everybody's so quick searching for that pleasure, for that 15 minutes of pleasure. Then you bring a whole life into the world that you wasn't ready for. But yeah, it's something I've struggled with and something I'm open to break. But semen retention has really, really helped me. When I go long streaks without looking at adult films, I notice how better I feel about myself. I notice how confident I feel about myself. I walk out into the world and I feel like the world is mine. But I also know that it's I also know that I'm quick to relapse if I'm not mindful of what I'm doing, if I'm not mindful of what I'm paying attention to. When I'm busy, when I got things to do, like I'm less likely to relapse. But as soon as I'm quote unquote bored or have nothing really to do, my mind starts to wander, and I start to think with my not the head up here, but the head down there, and it leads me to something that captures my mind and my attention. Not for the benefit of me. And after I relapse, I feel like trash. I feel like garbage. I feel like I want all that energy back. That's your energy. That's your power that you harness. That's like that energy creates life, and you're wasting it on pixels on a screen. But I really want to give it up. I really want to give it up. And I know a lot of people might be going through something similar, so I'm making this just to let you know you're not alone. And I understand this is one of the hardest addictions I've ever had to overcome. And a lot of people might say, just get in a relationship, whatever. Listen, I've been in relationships and still had lustful ways, still looking at things I shouldn't look at. And being in a relationship is not all about, sex. It's not all about the intimacy, the physical intimacy. There's other ways relationships benefit you. It's not just casual sex. A lot of people use relationships just as casual sex, just to have sex on demand whenever you want it. And that's not the purpose of relationships. That's why you get with somebody and you realize you and that person not really compatible. You just had one thing in common. You just had lust in common. But when it comes to connection, there wasn't a connection. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I want to hold myself accountable. I want to just let that part of me, I want to let that go. That part of me, I want to let that go. I feel like porn is very damaging to the brain, damaging to the mind. I want to get closer to God. And I just want to do things the right way. I feel like those adult films, it puts men in a negative light. All we are just, these horn dogs spending money on quick pleasures, don't really have no purpose, don't really have no passion, just here for the dopamine hits. And I want to change that narrative. I go on social media and any post you see is, men sexualizing some beautiful woman. But keep in mind, there's women out there that know that men sexualize them. They do like the attention, so that's why they do what they do. But I can't fault them. We have to be accountable for our actions and what we do and what we, decide to look at. So I just want to, make a change. I just want to, desexualize my mind, my brain, just whole reset it. hopefully one day I would love to start a family, and I want to put this behind me, and I want to be with a, you know, a woman who share the same values as me. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have right now. And, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And, anything you overgo, you can overcome. Thank you.